a very good morning to all of you for attending this session. And the topic for today will be open interest. We'll just cover the basics of open interest for the beginner traders, the traders who have just yet entered into the market. So they'll know the concept of open interest from the basics and not just a brief on an advanced level, basically. So we'll quickly start with the session now. I'll just turn off my camera and we'll go to the PPT now. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, the topic for today is open interest made simple, a beginner's guide. So we'll quickly go through the flow of the webinar, which would be just a minute. Which would be first of all the introduction about what is OI and how it is different from volume and why it is different from volume. Then the price open interest relationship, which is very important. If you want to go through the sentiments, if you want to know the sentiments of the market, the trend reversals and everything, you'll have to know about the price and OI relationship over here. Then we'll cover some OI tools which we have in Spider software already. So you can use that, you can utilize those features in your day-to-day trading actions, and you can maximize your profits, and also you will know the market very well. Okay, then also lastly, we'll cover some common mistakes which beginners made. We'll go through those points as well, so you don't make that mistake or you be aware of it. Okay, so let's just start with the session. Before that, I would like to launch a poll on if what do you think that if volume and OI are the same or not. If yes, kindly kindly drop down your opinions in the poll so we'll get to know if it is correct or not. We'll get an overview about what you think about the same. Okay. Okay, so you can just drop down your answers in the chat box so we can get an overview that what do you think about if the volume and OI are the same or not. If yes, you can type in yes. If no, if you can type in no. If you're not sure about it, you can just type in maybe. Then we'll cover if it is the same or it is not, and why. If not, then why it is not the same. So we'll cover all of those today. So you can just drop down your answers. Okay. So as I can see that most of the attendees have voted for no, which is correct. And you can say that open interest and volume are not the same. So we'll just quickly go through the next slide and we'll get an introduction about what is open interest and why it is different from volume now. Okay. So this is the introduction, and where I can see that if you talk about open interest, that are the number of contracts which are open and which have not yet squared off or not yet closed by the traders. Okay, so we can see that each time we create a contract with a buyer and a seller, so it becomes a contract and that increases the number of OI by 1. Okay, and if a buyer and seller both consecutively closes their positions, then the OI decreases by 1, which leads to -1. Okay, and if the contract is just like transferred to a trader, or a trader exits, or if another trader enters at the same time, then the OI remains the same. So that is how you can know that how a OI is built up and how it is being traded. Okay, so we can see that OI and volume are not the same because volume are the number of trades which are being done today, and OI reflects that how many positions are still open and still not squared off, how many people are still holding the positions over there. Okay, so I can see that they are not the same, but for a particular indication or a firm market sentiment, if you want to know about that, you can combine the price and OI along with that. and you can get an overview about the entire market, like how the sentiment would be of the market, like if it is going to be bearish, if it is going to be bullish. Or you can also figure out the support and resistance levels with OI. So you can also do that over here. So we just quickly see how you can combine price and OI for a better lookout of the market. So we'll just quickly move on to the next slide over here, which is the price and OI relationship. Okay, so as I can see that price shows where the market is going. It will give you a clear indication if it is in the bullish or the bearish sentiment. And the OI will show you that how many traders are still active or still holding the positions. So you can combine them, and you can understand that if the market is going upside or if the market is going downside, if it is a real strength, if it has the real strength, or it is just a fake temporary strength. So you can also figure that out over here. Okay, so there are four types of basically the relationships over here. As I can see, there is long build up, there is short build up, there is short covering, and there's also long unwinding. Okay, so if I talk about all of these show if the price and OI relationship, basically if the price and the OI is consecutively growing, or it is consecutively uh, building, then you can say that it is a strong bullish signal over here, that you can indicate that more traders are holding the positions, more traders are entering into that particular trade. And you can definitely it can definitely indicate that a strong trader confidence is building over there. So you can say that that is a very good positive signal over there. Similarly, we have short build-up where the price is going down and the OI is increasing. That means many traders are taking a short position over there. So that would indicate a clear bearish sentiment over there. Okay. Similarly, we have short covering. Okay. So if I see over here, there is short covering also. So जब भी यहाँ पे short build up होता है, ठीक है, जब भी यहाँ पे कोई भी short positions लेते हैं, कोई like indicate करते हैं कि market एक bearish sentiment में है, market नीचे जाने वाला है, and they take trades over there, right? उसके बाद होती है शॉर्ट कवरिंग, जब वो उनके जो ट्रेड्स होते हैं वो एग्जिट करना चालू कर देते हैं, स्क्वायर ऑफ करना चालू कर देते हैं, तो तभी जो ओआई होता है उसका वो नीचे चला जाता है, सिग्निफिकेंटली प्राइस जो होते हैं वो ऊपर चली जाती है, विच कैन गिव अ टेम्पररी बुलिश सेंटिमेंट और अ टेम्पररी अपसाइड मूवमेंट, यू कैन से. सो यू कैन सी दैट जब भी ये हो रहा है तभी शॉर्ट जो होता है वो कवर हो जा रहा है. एंड वैसे ही जैसे शॉर्ट बिल्डअप के बाद शॉर्ट कवरिंग हो रही है, वैसे ही लॉन्ग बिल्डअप के बाद लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग भी होगी, जहाँ पे प्राइस नीचे जा रहा है एंड सिग्निफिकेंटली ओआई भी नीचे जा रहा है. जो हमारे ट्रेड्स है बाइंग के पोजीशन में, लॉन्ग पोजीशन में, वो स्क्वायर ऑफ हो जा रहा है. तो तभी वी कैन से दैट द बायर्स जो है वो अपने पोजीशंस जो है वो सब क्लोज कर दे रहे हैं, and it can show a sign of weakness or lack of confidence. So you can say that also there. So you can take a look कि जब भी यहाँ पे लॉन्ग बिल्डअप हो रहा है या कब यहाँ पे शॉर्ट बिल्डअप हो रहा है, ठीक है, उसके हिसाब से आप यहाँ पे ट्रेड्स ले सकते हो कि कभी भी वहां पे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बुलिश सिग्नल आ रही है, कब वहां पे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बेरिश सिग्नल आ रही है, ठीक है. सो वी कैन ऑल्सो इंडिकेट दैट ओवर हियर. शॉर्ट कवरिंग कैसे होगी? शॉर्ट कवरिंग हो रही है तो वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि वो टेम्पररी है या फिर वो एक टाइम लाइक परमानेंट पोजीशन है, वहां पे स्ट्रेंथ है, वहां पे क्या है वो आप यहाँ पे इंडिकेट कर सकते हो बहुत इजीली कि वो एक्चुअली शॉर्ट कवर हो रहा है वहां पे या फिर एक लॉन्ग बिल्डअप हो रहा है. तो अगर वहां पे ओआई नीचे जा रहा है एंड प्राइस ऊपर जा रहा है, सो यू कांट से कि वहां पे एक लॉन्ग बिल्डअप हो रहा है या फिर एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सिग्नल है. हाँ, वो टेम्पररी सेंटिमेंट्स आपको बताएगा, टेम्पररी एक शार्प रैली आपको बताएगा, बट देन फिर वो शार्प स्ट्रॉन्ग सिग्नल नहीं बता रहा आपको. सो यू कैन से दैट लॉन्ग बिल्डअप आपको प्रिसाइजली बताएगा कि कहाँ पे वो सिग्नल फॉर्म हो रहा है. सो सिमिलरली वी हैव लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग ऑल्सो. So these are the four factors or the four pillars you can say for the price OI relationship. You'll have to look at these four sentiments over here, so you'll get a clear overview how the market is going to be. Okay? And you'll have to look at the price and OI together, because if अगर आप OI पे ध्यान दोगे यहाँ पे, तो you'll not get a clear sentiment, and which may lead कि आप गलत ट्रेड्स में एंटर कर सकते हो, या फिर वैसा कुछ हो सकता है. So you'll have to look at price and OI together to get a clear sentiment about the market, कि वहाँ पे कहाँ पे सपोर्ट रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा बिल्ड हो सकता है, कहाँ पे ज्यादा OI बिल्ड हो रहा है, वो कर सकते हो आप. ठीक है यहाँ पे. तो I hope this part is clear to all of you. If anyone has any doubts regarding long build up, short covering, or long unwinding, you can drop it down in your in the chat box. We'll definitely try to clear all of your doubts. Okay, so I can see that no one has any doubts, or no one has dropped any of the questions over here. So I'll just quickly launch a poll regarding the same over here, that just to clear out, just so I could know that if you have any doubts regarding this, or if anything is not clear yet. So we just quickly launch the poll, and you can drop down your answers so we could know your understanding about this session. And okay, so you can see the poll in front of your screen. You can just drop down, you can just vote for the answer you want. Okay, so I can see that almost 70% of people have voted for price up and OI down, which is correct. So I I could know that the basic understanding about the price and OI relationship is clear amongst you guys. Okay, so we just quickly move to the next slide. We'll see how you can figure out where the long buildup is forming, or where the short buildup is forming, where the short covering and long unwinding is forming, with the help of Spider software. Okay, so we'll quickly go to the next slide. So the first tool we'll cover today would be NSE open interest option interest chart, option chain chart. So for that, we'll just go to the software right now, and we'll see how you can open that. We'll go to the report section over here. Down below, we have NSE option chain report. We'll click quickly just open this. We can select the underlying over here, whichever you want. We'll select Nifty. Then you can select the strike price over here of the current expiry, and then you can select the strike range also over here, which strike price you want it from. I have selected from the 23,000 over here to 26,000 step, and I have set the strike step as 50 points over here. Okay, and here we have some display in grid options. Okay, I just selected all strikes over here. If you can see this, I'll simply click on refresh, and here I can see the data for the strike prices. Okay, we have delta, we have OI, we have quantity, call option for call option, and then we similarly have that for put option as well. You can see the expiry over here, you can see the strike price over here. Okay, so this is the LTP grid over here. So if I want to see the OI chart, OI values over here, I'll just quickly go to the open interest option, and you can see the OI also over here for the for the strike prices. You can see the previous OI also. You can see the OI change which has happened over here. And if you see down below, you can see the call OI, the total call OI, the total put OI, the previous call OI also, the previous put OI also. We can see the PCR also over here, the current PCR, the previous PCR. And similarly, if I want to see that where where the OI is building, or the highest OI is at a particular strike price, I can see it over here. If I see the green option, the dark green option over here, the dark green box, it will show you the highest quantity at which the is trading, the highest quantity which is trading, And then similarly, we can see at which strike price the highest OI is here. Okay, so the dark green option stands for the highest OI, and the light green would represent the second highest OI. Similarly, it goes for the quantity as well. You can see the call options over here, and you can see the put options over here. So you can easily figure it out that where the highest OI is present, or the where the highest quantity is present, and you can get an overview about the market, that at which strike price will it be. So you can see all of those strike prices of all of those ranges you have selected over here in one single report. Okay, so the next feature which we will be covering would be the NSE derivative OI query. Okay, so I'll just quickly go to my software over here. We'll go to the query tab and we'll see the NSE derivative OI query over here. Okay, I'll simply click on this window and I can see all of the data of open interest in one single report. I have selected all scripts over here. I've selected all expiries and all instruments. Okay, you can select if you want only futures, if you want only call options, if you want only put options, or if you want both call plus put. Okay, you can select the absolute OI change range over here in last 5 minutes or in last 10 minutes, however you want. Then you can also filter out the delta if you want it from 0.3 to 0.6 or 0.7. You can filter that out accordingly. Okay, so you can see some boxes over here which represent long build up, short covering, short build up, and long unwinding. We have given different colors over here for each and every segment or filter, so you can easily figure it out that where a long build up is forming, where a short covering is forming. So you can see that all of those things over here itself. Okay, you can see the current price of a strike price. You can see the quantity which has been traded. You can see the OI change, OI percentage change, the OI time last when it was recorded, the delta also over here, and then we can see the statistics over here. Okay, you can filter it out accordingly if you want. Okay, now if you this is the overview of the entire market. If you want to run it on a particular group, like for example, you have created a group of indexes of only Nifty and Bank Nifty over here. You can also run this query on that particular group if you want. Okay, so you will get only the strike prices of Nifty and Bank Nifty where the long buildup is forming or where the short covering is forming. You can see that in this window itself. Okay, now that you have created a window for this particular part, okay, now that you have created a list of stocks where short build-ups covering or the all of these strike price, you can just simply save it to a group. You can create a group of the strike prices. Like if you want to keep a watch list on, you can keep a watch list on these particular strikes. So you can do that also over here. Okay, so I hope this feature is clear to each and every one of you. You can drop down a message in the chat box if you have any questions regarding this feature or the previous feature. Okay, so we'll go to the PPT now, and I hope this feature is clear to each and every one of you. We'll just quickly see the next and the last feature, which is NSE derivative OI report. Okay, so in this feature, the most important filter, if I say, would be, first of all, I'll just open the report, which is in the reports tab. You can see NSE derivative open interest report. I'll open the tab. You can see all of the OI data over here. You can see that there are extra filters. If you see, we have the script selection window, we have the expiry selection window, we have the instrument selection window. Similarly, if you want to see where the short buildup is happening or where a short covering is happening, if you just want to see that particular strike prices where these like these particular covering or this particular buildup is happening, you can filter the strike ranges accordingly. Okay, If you want all of the strike prices over here, you can simply select all. Okay, if you want only the strike prices where long build-up is happening, you can select price up and OI up, long build-up. Okay, so you will get all of the data for which for in which there is a long build-up happening. So I can see that there is Bajaj Finance, there is Nifty strike prices. If you want only for Nifty, you can select Nifty underlying over here. Okay, I'll just select Nifty and I'll refresh it. Okay, so here I can see that in all of these strike prices, I can see that there is a long build-up taking place. Now I can see that these are the n number of expiries over here. If I want only for first expiry, I can select first expiry only, then it will show me the strike prices for the current expiry. Okay. Similarly, if you want only call and put options over here, or if you want only the call options over here, you can select that particular thing, that particular instrument. Okay, after that, if you want only the long build up, if you want to see where a long unwinding is happening, if you have a bearish sentiment, or if you take trades for the sell side or the downside, then you can go for the long build up option over here. So this is what you can see. Then we have some filters over here also, which is open is equal to high and open is equal to low. Okay, so if you want to see the strike prices where you can see a negative build up or a downside build up or a downside zone, you can definitely go for open is equal to high over here. And if you want to see the strike prices where a bullish sentiment is happening, you can keep a tick on open is equal to low. Then you can see the stocks where which have you can see the strike prices basically which have opened at their low. So this is how you can filter it out over here. We have, if you want the OI change in percentages in this particular box, if you want the OI change according to the percentages, you can just tick it and untick it. If you untick it, it will show you the absolute change over here. Similarly, if you want the OI in lots, you can just simply untick this or tick this for according to your preference. We have a price range option also for the strike prices. Like for example, if you want the price range of your strike prices to be from 50 to 300 or from 500 or up to 500, you can do that also over here. We can select the price change, percentage change, if you don't want some stocks which have given a movement of already 50%, or the strike prices which have given a movement of maybe 10 to 20%. You can filter it out accordingly. We can filter it out according to the OI change also. If you want a quantity range to be from like for example from 1000 to 10,000 only, you can filter it out accordingly over here. We have a filtration for OI range also. Then we have refresh minutes. Now if you want to refresh this data, the whichever you are getting, you can just type in one over here. Then this data of your open interest will be reflected, will be refreshed every 1 minute, so you won't have to click on refresh every now and then. So it will be auto refreshed every minute over here. Okay, you can select the option strike price range. If you want the strike prices within 2%, within 5%, within 3%, you can select it over here. If you want the delta stocks, if you want the delta range between 0.3 to 0.7, you can select that accordingly over here. Okay, now that you have some strike prices which have given open is equal to high, or which have opened at their low, you can create a group of these particular strike prices by simply clicking on save to group over here. You can create a group of your strike prices so you can keep a watch on them. If you have any strategies related to that, you can run that on that particular group, so you'll get a clear understanding where the bullish sentiment would be there, and you can definitely go for that particular trades over here. So this would be it for this particular feature. If you have any doubts regarding this feature, kindly drop down your questions in the chat box so we could see them. Question for how to use OI in technical query. Um, we cannot make a technical query based on OI basically. So you can definitely use these features. You can definitely go through this particular software, the live premium software, if you want. You can schedule. We can schedule a demo for you. We can give you a trial of this version, so you can go through the features. You can go through all of these features if you want during the live market, and you'll get a great overview how you can use these features and how you can go through all of these things. So if you want to schedule a trial or if you want to schedule a demo with us, you can definitely call us on our support landline number. You can also drop us a message or a mail on our support mail ID, which is support@spidersoftwareindia.com. If you want, we can schedule that also for you. We'll give you a brief session also on OI charts. We'll clear all of your doubts, whichever you have based on OI or based on the software also. So that would be it. Okay. So
Thank you, Ms. Ria. You want to share the screen, contact numbers?
Yes. Yes, no, there is one last thing remaining, which are the common mistakes, and then we can wind up.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So we'll see the common mistakes which beginners make, okay, during trading or with their journey. So the first mistake would be confusing OI with volume. As we can see that we can see that at the start of the session only we have asked a question to you all about if the volume and OI are one and the same. And I could say that most of the attendees have voted for no. So we can say that you have a clear understanding that OI and volume are not the same. So volume is basically the trades or the total trades which have happened today, and OI is the number of contracts which are still standing or the still in position in the market. So we can say that over here. So the next mistake which traders make would be relying only on open interest without checking proper price action or without checking the trend which is going in the market, and or without having a knowledge of news or what is currently happening in the market right now. So you can see that also. You have to refer that also and see the market sentiments, how it is going on, how it is moving, in which trend it is following. So that is also an important thing. The next mistake here would be misreading OI during expiry. So as you can see that lots of contracts get squared off during the time of expiry, and the OI would suddenly drop down at that point of time. So it is not always a clear indication, or it is not always a signal about the market. You cannot take that as a signal that there might be covering or there might be a build-up happening. So that is also a common mistake which people make, that is misreading OI during the expiry time. Okay. Then the last mistake people make would be that assuming stock OI and index OI are the same, because indices are more liquid and they have a lot of volume compared to the a lot of volatility compared to the stocks. So the OI would definitely be different, and it would definitely have a lot more changes, or it would mean a lot more things over here. So you'll have to go through that also, that if you are checking the OI of a particular index, or if it is a particular stock, then you will be much more clear how you can do that, or how you can take a trade or take a position in the market. You'll definitely have to look at the price also. like how we cleared the price and OI relationship. You definitely have to look at that part also. So that are the things. So these are the mistakes which are commonly made by beginners. So I hope it is clear to all of you. And if anyone has any doubts in this particular session, kindly drop down your doubts or messages in the chat box so we can uh, quickly discuss those right now. Okay, so I don't see any questions. Okay. So if you have any further doubts regarding this session, you can contact us on our support landline number, which is 022 350 1883, and you can drop us a WhatsApp message on our contact number, which is 8976991601 or 02. Or if you have any doubts or any suggestions regarding the next webinar or this session, you can definitely write us on our mail ID, which is support@spidersoftwareindia.com. You can just take a screenshot of this session, of this particular slide, and sure, if you want the PPT for this session, we can definitely provide it to you. Just you can give us a message or you can give us a call on our landline number. We'll definitely provide you the PPT for the same. Okay, you can just quickly take a screenshot of the slide so you have our contact details with you. Okay, so I think this is it for today's session. Thank you so much for attending.